everyone, I thought I made this video about myself to let you know a little bit about me. I am Moses Garrido Lucero. I'm a real estate agent with Real Brokerage in the area of Windsor, Essex County. I wanted to make this video because there's a lot of people that don't know who I am. I just wanted to do a little biography about my extraordinary life. I came to Canada in 1990. Well, my parents brought me to Canada in 1990. I was 15 years old. I always loved Toronto, so I always thought of the idea of moving up there. But all my immediate family moved out. My brother lives in BC, my sister lives in Alberta, and another sister I have that lives in London. So, anyways, I'm the only one left in the city of Windsor, and for a very good reason, I guess, I realized the complexity of living in a bigger city in Canada is nice. I mean, like, there's no views like Calgary when it comes to mountains and rivers and all that, in BC too. But the area of Windsor is such a beautiful, diverse area. We might not have the mountains that Calgary has or the rivers that BC shows, but we have such incredible um, bloodline, meaning that the connection to everywhere within reach, within 6 hours, everything's so close in most major cities in the US. Like if you want to go, to Smoky Mountains in Tennessee, it's not that about 8 hours. You want to go to Ottawa, 8 hours up north. Everything's centered around us. So, and the cost of living compared to other cities is so much, much less. So as time went by, I decided to stay here. So now it's been over 32 years. I live in Bell River, which is 20 minutes from Windsor. So my journey towards real estate has been a very long one because, like most people, I just settled for another job and, just for my family, established, paying bills, doing what everybody else does, right? But there was always a fire in me to actively do something in real estate. And about 4 years ago, I was looking into it, thinking about it, considering all and the ins and outs. Because real estate, once you know everything about becoming an agent, it's very rewarding, but it's very challenging. And like they say, 80% of everybody quits within the first 2 years that starts real estate. But when I finally decided to take the plunge and go for it, I was all in. I'm like, whether it takes me a year, whether it takes me 10 years, my determination, my focus, little by little started getting bigger and bigger. So last July in 2021, just at the end of the pandemic, that's when I got my license. And it's been, pretty uh, incredible path. I was in the real estate industry just when the housing uh, mountain was about to start. We thought 2015, 2016, 17 were years that they were like going up like crazy in price. We did not know what was coming. And this last 8 months from July 21 to February 2022, the prices skyrocketed. So that's the market that I went into. And as a new real estate agent, it was very interesting. Eh, but nonetheless, it's been incredible because I pushed and shoved, and my my temperament as a Latino is, to never give up. That's something that I was brought up when I was a young child. At the age of 10, I was working at a candy factory. I was 10-year-old child working at a candy factory. So I know everything, every extreme there possibly can be. I was door knocking at 10 and a half, 11 years old, you could say, selling little. parts for blenders and pressure cookers, And yeah, I was, knocking door to door at 11 years old. It's funny because I would go to these houses, and sometimes the parents have kids, and they'd be like, "See this kid? He's such a hard worker. Why can't you be like that kid?" Blah 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 blah. And I'm just standing there waiting for them to, you know, buy something. But it's a good life to have, like, to come from like an extreme uh, poverty and come to this wonderful nation of Canada. It's it's you see things different. You tend to cherish even the most basic things more. But so in my life, I always try to, like everybody else, survive, of course. But I've had always this different perspective as to being thankful. I'm not saying that people are not thankful and grateful, but when you come from that extreme, you appreciate things a little more. Even though you're a lot of times it can be like very negative in many aspects, but and you gotta shake all that off and be positive. You gotta find your why in your life. You have to find that passion, and I've learned that through this new career in real estate. That is my passion, and I want to do my best in any way, shape, or form I can. And so being a real estate agent is a dream come true. And it's been a pretty amazing journey the last year or so that I started. I hope you guys get to know me a little more. I don't know whether you live in Windsor, whether you live outside of Windsor, whatever city you live in. I wish and I hope I can connect to communicate, to form a friendship, or to even help you if needed in real estate. But I just wanted to make this video for you guys so you know me a little more, know who I am, know what I stand for. And right now it's November 2022, and everybody is you know and with this expectation what's going to happen with the real estate market. But we will persevere, and if there's a recession, we will survive. And I've been getting more motivated as time goes by. Lately I've been reading a lot of books, like motivational books. You know what, it's the perspective you have from your experience is good, but you know uh, always having this positive mental focus, it's a challenge. But that's where all these books that motivate you. My main book is the Bible. I'm a God believer. I don't know if you guys are, but I am. And that is my main drive. And I've been reading a lot of uh, successful people, like Warren Buffett, uh, like Grant Cardone, like Ryan Serhant from real estate. He's pretty up there, and the advice he gives. Older books too, like Rich Dad Poor Dad, or books like Atomic Habits from the 1930s. There's so much information towards bettering yourself out there, and it's good. It's good because it not only changes your perspective, but it gives you this drive. It motivates you. It gives you like a push, to do things different. I think as humans we have to aim to do our best, and a lot of times we fall short of that. And that's what I'm aiming for, man. I'm pushing and shoving and aiming for my best. If my best is 70, 80% right now, I want it to be 100%. Whatever I can do to increase and to better myself at least 1% every day, I want to do it, and that is my focus nowadays. I'm soaked into all this financial information and motivation information, and in the midst of all this craziness that we're facing with the economy, I try to give people a positive perspective, because people are like, oh, the houses are cheap but the interest is so high, and it always comes to that. And it's important that we look at it from a positive perspective, because as an investor, even you're doing something in this crazy market, there's a lot of benefits you can do, right? So I try to like look at the positive in everything that I do nowadays. So now, you fast forward from 1990 to 2022. It's been 32 years that I've been living in the Windsor area, and now I have a beautiful wife. Been married over 21 years. I have four wonderful, beautiful kids, and they are pretty. They're like a little marimba, we say in Spanish. Like they're like like one of those Wi-Fi bars. They're very close in age. All four were born within 5.5 years, so they're very, very close in age. They might not be close in relationship, but they're very, very close in age. So, it's been an incredible journey for me, and I'm sure as time goes by, it's gonna have more increments, and the better increment that we can have as a person is our self growth. That is the greatest and the best um, positive thing that can happen to us personally. So it's very nice to meet you guys wherever you guys out there, and I hope you guys get a connection with me from this video. I try to be as honest as possible. I always try to be as open as possible, and I hope you guys you know connect with me at one time or another. It's my pleasure. Have a good one. Take care. Enjoy this fall.